Bharatji, Terrence, welcome to TV9.
Thank you.
And first of all, many congratulations for MESC. Congratulations because this was really needed for India because we have the largest youth population. और अब नहीं तो फिर कब? तो मैं सबसे पहले भरत जी आपसे शुरू करना चाहूँगी. आपको बहुत एक्सपीरियंस है, चाहे वो एक्टिंग हो, एक डायरेक्शन हो या एडवर्टीजमेंट की स्टोरी टेलिंग हो. तो ऐसा कहते हैं हमारी मीडिया में भी जब हम पढ़ाई करते हैं कि जब आप एड बनाते हो तो उसमें जितनी क्रिएटिविटी लगती है वो एक स्क्रिप्ट लिखने से कई ज़्यादा है. तो क्या उस क्रिएटिविटी के लिए आपका दिमाग नॉर्मल लोगों से अलग होता है या उसकी भी कोई एक प्रोसेस है?
नहीं, आपको एक पहली बात का ध्यान रखना होता है
जी.
कि यू डोंट नो एवरीथिंग दैट यू आर डूइंग.
या
सी व्हेन वी डू थिएटर हम जानते हैं कि हमारा ऑडियंस ये है. व्हेन वी डू एडवर्टाइजिंग, दैट सेम एड गोज टू a lady like you in Mumbai, it goes to a girl in a small town in Bihar, it goes to a small town in Kerala.
Exactly.
And we don't know how those people think. The advertising is most difficult because of that, कि you don't know who you are talking to. You're talking to everybody. So that makes it so much more difficult. You don't know your audience. In your films, in your television, you know what your audience is. So you are catering to that audience. In advertising, you don't know who you are talking to. And that's why that creativity is more important. It is more channeled properly. You just can't sit and say, I like this, my friends love this. You don't do advertising for yourself. You do advertising. See, advertising is not fine arts. Advertising is commercial art.
Yes.
You are a part of a marketing process. You are there to sell a product. You are not there to show your creativity. Creativity doesn't matter. You have 30 seconds, you have 1 minute. In that 1 minute, you are supposed to sell a product to say, my product is better than his product. That's all I'm supposed to do. Fine arts, I can write a poetry that I want to write. I can tomorrow say, I don't feel like writing a poetry. I don't feel like writing a play. I don't feel like writing a film. And you're fine. In advertising, a client tells you by Monday morning, I need 3 campaigns. If I don't approve them, I'll get some other agency to come. That your business is destroyed. So it is creativity on demand. And it's creative, which is commercial art.
जी.
That's the difference.
LIC की एक टैगलाइन है जो सब जिसका एग्जाम्पल देते हैं, जीवन के साथ भी जीवन के बाद भी. तो इस तरीके का जब मास को आप रीच आउट करते हो तो मैं उस क्रिएटिविटी की लोग बात करते हैं. जब भी आप एडवर्टीजमेंट पढ़ते हैं तो ये लाइन आपको बार बार पढ़ाई जाती है.
उसके बारे में एक बात बोलता हूँ मैं. 25 साल पहले मैं आई यूज्ड टू हैंडल LIC एडवर्टाइजिंग.
जी.
So that time I done a line in English which said, because there is life after death. And that time all the people in LIC said, नहीं, death की बात मत करना. LIC does not talk about death. After 25 years, they've realized now that you are not a bank. Your only plus point is that after death, there's your family there. You are doing it for that. There's life after death. They've realized after 25 years. But they should have realized it 25 years ago.
टेरेंस, जैसे आपने अभी मेंशन किया कि आप 25 साल अपनी एकेडमी चला के बंद कर चुके हैं, अब आप MESC के पार्ट हैं. तो एक पर्सनल एकेडमी और MESC के साथ जुड़ने में क्या अंतर है?
ज़्यादा अंतर नहीं है, सिर्फ एक मैं अपने इंस्टीट्यूट के साथ जुड़ा हुआ था. एंड द फोकस वाज माय नेम एंड माय सक्सेस. And at a point, I've reached a place in my life, शुक्र है भगवान का, कि financial and emotional stability आ गई है. And I feel कि now I do not need to get into that game of trying to be the best institute. I'm here to give my skill sets because I'm an artist. And with MESC being a part of me, and I've been a part of MESC before also, it allows me to do that without having to figure out business strategy क्या है. I'm not a businessman. In my institute, I have to become a businessman also. Because why? Because I have to see not profitably, how will this return of investment happen? If I'm having so many instructors, so many courses, so studio खरीदना पड़ता है, इसका देखभाल करना पड़ता है, the staff. So I have to look at all of that, and will enough students come? So then it becomes like a constant pressure and stress. It would be nice to be a part of an organization that can take that stress away from me, and I can just do what I'm good at, which is teaching dance, which is my primary goal. But when you have to start an institute of your own, you have to learn many skills which I have learned. So of course I can help the next independent entrepreneur to kind of help him understand certain skills and not make the mistakes I made. At the same time, give them certain actual skills in the job itself. You need two skills. One is the actual skill in the job, and then you need soft skills. Soft skills बहुत important. कि किस तरीके से आप कम्युनिकेट करते हो, किस तरीके से आप एक अपनी टीम को रखते हो. All of these things matter. So we generally think to be a successful, you need to have only your skill. Well, not so in any industry. You know, you have to be then a genius for people to say, अरे ये बात भी नहीं कर सकता लेकिन इसका काम बहुत अच्छा है. But you need to be able to sell yourself. You need to be able to talk about your product. You need to be able to convince people that, you know, you really are, but you have to be genuine, not fake and not pseudo. So you have to have real content, but you also need to be able to sell it.
Because fake is short term.
Short term, yeah. So I think in many ways for me, being a part of MESC has really helped me to kind of do what I do best. मेरे को चिंता नहीं है business की. I'm not here to be a businessman. So in MESC, I'm here to give my skill.
So you're serving.
Yeah, I'm serving.
You're serving the
idea is
nation
to serve.
as much as you can.
Because मेरा पेट भर गया. I am done. I'm very happy as judging my shows, and I've got a career in acting that is starting off. So I'm very happy and content in that space. And now I feel like अब मैं क्या दे सकता हूँ वापस? Because मुझे बहुत कुछ मिला है. So that's the idea.
इंडिया में Tier 2, Tier 3 सिटीज़ में सबसे ज़्यादा टैलेंट होते हैं और उनका वहाँ तक पहुँच पाना, एक स्टेज तक पहुँच पाना, आप काफ़ी आपने शोज़ जज किए हैं, आपको ऑब्वियसली पता होगा, तो MESC क्या उसमें उनकी मदद कर सकता है? क्योंकि कुछ लोगों को अभी भी आइडिया नहीं है.
अभी तो MESC firstly is just skilling the artist. तो जो टैलेंटेड बंदे हैं या बंदियां हैं उसको स्किल कर रहे हैं. लेकिन to be a part of a reality show, you have to have a very high level of degree of skill, which requires concentrated effort. Right now we're looking at very large numbers of just giving people the skill to dance or to teach, which is very generic. जो आप कह रहे हैं ना, it's the cream de la cream. मतलब छांट कर जो बच्चे जो दिन रात उनको कोई चीज का ज्ञात नहीं है, कोई चीज का मतलब ये नहीं है कि क्या है क्या नहीं, उसका सिर्फ जीना डांस है और उस स्किल को बढ़ाना है और उनमें एक अलग जुनून हुआ है कि हमें वहां पर पहुंचना है. सो द काइंड ऑफ लेवल ऑफ डेडिकेशन दैट दे हैव, वेरी फ्यू लाइक दैट. सो ऑफ कोर्स विद द MESC वी माइट प्रॉब्ली एक बीज जो है हम बो सकते हैं. वो बीज किस तरीके से फिर वो उसको खत पानी माली किस तरीके से उसको टीचर किस तरीके से उसको पढ़ाता है एंड देन उसकी खुद की मेहनत, दैट इज अ वेरी लॉन्ग रन प्रोसेस. सो MESC इज नॉट फॉर दैट. MESC इज मोर ऑफ अ वाइडर अम्ब्रेला.
करेक्ट. ये सवाल मेरा आप दोनों से है. जैसे मैंने इससे पहले इंटरव्यू में एक इंट्रोडक्शन में कहा था कि हॉलीवुड एक्टर विल स्मिथ ने एक कोट बोला है कि टैलेंट यू हैव नेचुरली, but for developing your skills you have to work hours and hours and beating on your craft. तो एक जो टैलेंट के साथ बॉर्न होते हैं, जो गॉड गिफ्ट होता है, और जो अपने आप पे मेहनत करके कुछ करते हैं, उसमें क्या अंतर होता है? क्या सिर्फ टैलेंट सफिशिएंट है, या अगर आपके पास टैलेंट नहीं है तो क्या स्किल से आप वो टैलेंट पा सकते हो?
Talent can die a natural death. This is a very beautiful quote. Talent dies a natural death if you do not skill yourself in it. Okay, not everybody, but some of us may have a thing for music, for art. Like I didn't know I had a thing for dance. I was into the creative field, wide spectrum as a kid. Then slowly I realized कि मेरे पे बहुत ज़्यादा energy है. मैं गाने, I was very good in singing also in school, right?
Can you get like a little?
No, not now. Okay, because you have to train yourself. I'm not a skilled singer right now, but I was very good in school. I had done the Hindustani classical with Father Charles Baz, and he said you will become the biggest. But I had no patience. I used to keep seeing from the window, बच्चे खेल रहे हैं फुटबॉल. मेरा ध्यान उधर जाता कि I want to play. I don't want to sit here and do सा मुझे नहीं करना है.
It's too good, isn't it?
Because I am sitting here and doing सा. ये करते करते मैं बहुत बोर हो रहा था और मेरे I was a kid, I had too much energy. So depending on what kind of a person you have, creative fields I'm good. I like to sing, I like to act. But I'm also full of so much energy that I needed to give my energy out. Dancing was a place, sports and dance was a place where मेरी energy शांत हो जाती थी. So sometimes you are given a certain gift, but you also have to find where your personality sits very well with your profession. आपकी personality अलग है. And you are going to, if you are a very shy person and you want to become an actor, it's a little difficult. Some people have made a career, but it is very difficult. If you are very introvert, it's very hard to be an actor.
You have to have some.
Are you an introvert?
No, I'm not. I am on stage. I'm an extrovert, but in the crowd, I'm an introvert. I wouldn't want to be a part of a crowd. But on stage, you give me a space, then I'm very happy to be an extrovert for that limited period of time. But you tell me that you have to just be in the crowd forever and masti karo. I can't.
And as you said, you as a child, you start
Yeah.
off with different
Yeah.
ambitions. You
Yeah.
don't know what you want to be.
Yeah.
My entire life, I wanted to be a police officer.
You could become one.
look
I,
like
I look better as a
Tough.
police officer than most police officers.
Rohit Shetty. You give me Rohit Shetty
My
vibes.
entire thing was, I want to be an IPS officer.
Yeah.
Advertising was nowhere on my
Yeah.
radar. I want to get into advertising.
Yeah.
I think at some point, something creative just draws you.
Draws
and then you sort of work. But you have to work on it.
You're working.
You just can't go and say that I want to be in advertising, so I'll be in advertising. Then you have to work on it. You have
Like
to keep your eyes and ears open.
I can tell stories, but ask me to write a book. No, I don't have the patience to do that. You see, so you need to have that. You have to have the personality to also do the task that is required. क्या तुम अकेले एक रूम में बैठकर लिख सकते हो?
Now I have a new ambition. When I grow up, I want to be Terrence Lewis.
You will.
No, but the point is, what he's saying that he had so many things. He's done different things. His education has gone in different directions. But then he decided this is what I want to do, and then he became the best in that.
Yeah.
I think what is important is to want to be the best in whatever you do.
Consistency, persistence, and flexibility. Why flexibility? Because if you're ideal and you're consistent and persistent, you will still not get it. Why? Because you're not changing your method. You're doing the wrong thing and expecting the result to come. So consistency, doing the wrong thing will not help. Consistency, persistence, but most important to have a flexibility to see ki, why is it not working? Can I change it? Can I improve on it? So what Steve Jobs said is very clear. When fishermen, when they don't go fishing, when the fishing season is over, what do? They sit and repair their nets.
Repair the nets, absolutely.
So you got to keep preparing.
लेकिन मेरे चैनल के माध्यम से मैं सवाल आप दोनों से ज़रूर पूछना चाहूँगी क्योंकि इंडिया का जो सबसे ज़्यादा जो सोसाइटी है बेसिकली वो मिडिल क्लास सोसाइटी है या लोअर मिडिल क्लास सोसाइटी है. अभी हम स्किल डेवलपमेंट की बात करते हैं, स्किल के एम्प्लॉयमेंट की बात करते हैं, लेकिन जो मिडिल क्लास आदमी है जो नौकरी करके अपने बच्चे को पढ़ाता है और वो अगर कहता है आज भी कि मैं आर्टिस्ट बनना चाहता हूँ, मैं एक्टर बनना चाहता हूँ, मैं कोरियोग्राफर बनना चाहता हूँ, XYZ मैं जो भी कुछ बनना चाहता हूँ, लेकिन उनकी जो सिक्योरिटी का जो एक सेंस की इसमें सिक्योरिटी नहीं है, हमें नहीं पता है, बहुत ही डाइसी करियर है, तो उस टाइम पे उस बच्चे को क्या करना चाहिए?
सच बताना चाहिए. Yes, it's dicey. झूठ का दिखावा मत करो. Don't make them believe कि नहीं आप भी बन जाओगे. No. ये रियलिटी है कि हजारों की तादाद में आएंगे लोग और एक बनेगा. Are you ready to ये आपको दाव पे लगाना पड़ेगा अपना पूरा डेस्टिनी.
But these guys, whether him or Shankar Mahadevan or Rasool sir or Amit, they're daredevils. They're adventurers.
You have to have the jigar.
They gave up what they. I'm not. I straddled both the things. I continued with my advertising career. I had a paycheck coming at the end of every month. Then I did theatre. I didn't say I'll give up advertising and just devote myself to theatre. I said, no, I'll continue. I like doing this. This pays my salary.
Yeah, perfectly.
Which is, I didn't give up. I could have said I'll give up advertising, just devote myself to theatre. I've done 33 plays, written and directed 30. I could have written 50 plays if I had just devoted myself to theatre. I didn't. I stuck to. So
but also, I feel in
I'm,
your case, you're being extremely practical, and it's very important that the message goes out. You cannot give gyan without having financial stability.
Yes.
You cannot. अगर आपके पापा बहुत अमीर हैं, तो ठीक है, भेजो. Like for me, if somebody asked me for advice, I said, make yourself financially stable first.
Absolutely.
Especially if you're a boy. Sorry, it's not about sexism.
No, but
if you're a boy, you bloody well make sure you are on your feet.
But just why boy? Because obviously.
Because for me as a man, you have to take care of the family, of your own, not just your family that you're making, but also the family that has raised you up. You have to take care of your family. There are responsibilities like that, and I feel in so many ways you have to. There's no choice for you to sit at home. I'm sorry, in my language, as a boy, you cannot sit at home. You have no reason. If you're a woman, you're a mother. You may have responsibility to take care of a kid, and she can be a better mother. I'm sorry, men cannot be as great as caretakers as women are. Women naturally have it. Yeah, there can be some men who also can be great mothers.
Even managers. Forget
empathy is
even managers. I always say this, that in my
women have
industry,
it, yeah.
advertising,
I mean, we are
women
not
make
equal.
the best managers.
Men and women are not equal. We are different from each other, and we are not better than each other. We are meant to be support systems to each other. What I'm not good at, you are good at. What you are not good at, I'm good at. So we're not here to compete. We're here to complement each other. And that is why I say that for a man, you have to be the provider. Because your job is not to take care of things. Your job is to make sure there is enough to protect and to be able to kind of, have enough so that your child gets a better education, there's food on the table. Because everything one parent can't do. Okay? Be there present 100% for your emotional needs and also, go out there and get money. How? It's not possible.
पर ये हो रहा है. The
But that's
women
because
are doing that.
That's because they have nannies, because they are making the money for the nannies to come in.
Yeah.
Somebody else is doing that role. Either it's the grandmother or the grandfather, or it's the nannies, because they are fulfilling their desires to kind of be working, which is great. But then somebody is filling that role.
Yeah.
That role cannot go vacant. The child needs that attention when it's growing up. Right? Somebody from your family has to kind of be there to kind of take care of that child. It needs a different. When he becomes older, after 10 may not require. But from 0 to 10, that's the foundation.
The formative years.
So that's the reason. So anyways, we've gone sidetracked. But as a guy, you need to be financially independent. And therefore, forget your dreams. No dreams. Be practical. For me, I came from a very poor family. I came from lowest middle class family. And I was super practical. I was already earning since the age of 16, going house to house, teaching dance. घर घर जाके सिखाता था. वो पैसा इकट्ठा करके 20-30 हज़ार मिलते थे मेरे को. So that was clear कि I'm good. Then it was just a question of making it more official. But जब करने गया, ठप, I fell on my face. Then I went into fitness. So you had to हाथ पैर मारना पड़ता है. You cannot give up. Then slowly वो जब अच्छा हो गया, फिर मॉडलिंग भी आया, वो भी बोर हो गया, फिर वापस मुझे डांस वापस करना है. Then I started learning dance again. I taught myself dance at the age of 26, but I started working at the age of 16. So मैंने सिखाया लोगों को डांस बिना सीखे. And I learned much later. So there are no right ways. All I'm going to say is that financial stability is number one priority for a boy and even for a girl. But definitely, if you're not having a dad or a father who can say, "अच्छा बेटा जी ले अपनी जिंदगी, ऐश कर बेटा मेरे पास बहुत पैसा है," then it's okay, then it's fine.
So, but when you do this, one thing you got to keep in mind that then you extend the hours in your day. If I'm just doing theatre, I can say I'll do theatre from morning to evening. If I'm doing advertising and theatre, that means I work from 9 to 8 in the night. And then after 8 I go and rehearse and play. Then I don't go and say I'll go to a club and sit down and have a drink. I don't do that. I don't say on a Sunday I'll go and watch horse racing. I'll just say I have a show on Sunday. So that means you're extending the passion that he's talking about. Means that you have to work that much harder. You don't say that.
I don't remember where my childhood, where my college life went. I was only working. I was working from morning to evening. I never went out. I never hung out with friends. I never went for college. Do whatever. I don't regret it. I'm happy because I got to do what I love. So that's very important.
एक और बड़ा सवाल होता है कि हम एक डिजिटल एज में रह रहे हैं और जो अब की जनरेशन है, चाहे जेनजीज हो, मिलेनियल में तो इतना नहीं है, लेकिन जेनजीज में ये है कि वो बिल्कुल कुछ भी नहीं ले पाते. मतलब वो कॉर्पोरेट लाइफ में भी ऐसा कहते हैं. आई एम नॉट श्योर कि इस बात में कितनी सच्चाई है, लेकिन उनके लिए ज़िंदगी बहुत आसान हो गई है. उनके पास सोशल मीडिया है, अब वो बड़े बड़े इन्फ्लुएंसर्स बन गए हैं और उन्हें लगता है कि वो अपने आप में स्टार्स हैं और मेहनत से कहीं ना कहीं पीछे हटना चाहते हैं या किसी के अंडर काम करने से. जैसे कि गुरु की बात चल रही थी कि जो हमारा इंडिया का कल्चर है, गुरु और शिष्य वाला चल रहा है, ये उनमें लैकिंग है. तो
it's a changing times. It's okay as long as you can make it work and put bread on the table.
And in a long-term basis. I can be an influencer for the next 5 years. Will I be continuing being an influencer? Because some younger person will come and they'll get that same job or same appreciation that I was getting 5 years ago. You've got to think in terms of, you can't think of next year. You've got to think of next 50 years.
And I think modern people, the young children will have their own challenges. I don't like this people saying, हमारे ज़माने में, हमारे ज़माने में मेरे पिताजी बिना कंदिल लेके पढ़ते थे. हम इलेक्ट्रिसिटी में पढ़े हैं. So he can also say, अरे हमारे, I don't believe in that. Every generation will have its own strengths, will have its own challenges, and will have its own faults. The present generation will have the biggest challenge of distractibility. They're spoiled for choices. It's like you don't know कि मैं ये करूँ. It's like going to a shop and seeing so many outfits and saying मैं कौन सा choose करूँ. Earlier it was very ye. Abhi so many choices. So you get paralyzed. It's choices ka paralysis ho jata hai. And that sometimes becomes like I don't know what to decide. So deciding becomes, so you procrastinate and things don't get done. So that might be a problem. So their executive functioning will get impaired. Whereas for a generation with us, we were like, ये सोच लिया, ये करना है, किया, निकले, हो गया खत्म. आज के generation में मैं सोचता हूँ, I feel my mood, which is all great. They're very much in today's generation, very much in touch with their feelings, which we were not allowed to feel. I think as men, we were raised very differently. Like when I see younger generation, the boys are very much in touch with their feelings, which is a very big plus point. It's just that somehow their executive function is got paralyzed because of the choices that they have.
Yeah.
So if they, and their distractibility and their inability to sustain, discomfort. This is the word I want to use. You should, as an education system, tell the child to be able to take certain amount of pressure and discomfort. This is life. This is life. Even when you were born, you pushed and you came out. Correct? There's a certain sense of, being able to handle and withstand pressure and discomfort.
There's no easy way out.
Discomfort. नहीं, बहुत तकलीफ हो रही है. Next. No. Hold yourself there. Stay there for a little while. It's okay to feel discomfort. It's okay not to feel, but you have to quit. Don't quit so soon. So don't quit so easily. Of course, don't take in the toxicity. Don't be in a negative space for too long, but don't give up too easily also.
Yeah.
Just because it's the next best offer for you. That's the advice. That's all.
ये मेरा आखिरी सवाल है।
बाप रे इसका
तो ये और भी आखिरी सवाल
एक आखिरी सवाल है,
ये जवाब दे
बहुत
देंगे
छोटा। वो आपके लिए भी है, आपके लिए दोनों के लिए, कि आप तो बहुतों के रोल मॉडल हैं जब डांस की बात होती है। टेरेंस, आपका रोल मॉडल कौन है?
दुनिया ने बहुत सिखाया। कोई स्पेसिफिक रोल मॉडल नहीं है और रोल मॉडल होना भी नहीं चाहिए। मतलब व्हाट हैपेंस इज, वो इंसान एक चीज़ के लिए अच्छा है, दूसरी चीज़ के लिए अच्छा नहीं है। So मेरा ओपिनियन ये रहा कि एक इंसान, because many times the people that I've come to know as my role model, इंसान बकवास थे, but they were very good in their job. So you have to kind of realize कि filter करो, ये इंसान, इसके लिए खाली ये देखो, इसमें ये देखो, because nobody is perfect. Even I should not be your best role model for thinking that I am it. No, don't fantasize. Just take whatever is good about me if you like it. Otherwise, diss me out or throw me out. But just don't don't fantasize and glamorize it. Just take the best of everything. See with your intelligence कि ये बात सही है, नहीं है, जम रहा है, नहीं जम रहा है, and out. किसी को ऊपर मत चढ़ाओ, किसी को नीचे मत दिखाओ. बस. Look at them straight. 20 by 20 vision.
भरत सर, आपके लिए क्या है?
I think you should lead your life like a honeybee. You don't go to one flower. I don't have a role model, but I have lots of inspirational people around me. Whether it was a P.L. Deshpande, who was one of the best Marathi writers, or a Dara Singh, who was the king of wrestling. And I met all of them, and I felt there's something I can learn from all of them. They were not my role models. I didn't want to be a wrestler, so I didn't want to have Dara Singh as a wrestler.
हम भावरे हैं.
We had to go to different places and pick up the best from everywhere.
The best. Take the best. Enjoy it. It's
Everything. Keep
beautiful.
your eyes and ears open and pick up the
Learn
best.
from everything.
Thank you so much for talking to TV9.
Anytime. Thank you, TV9.